Stardom can open doors to a luxurious lifestyle, exclusive privileges, and, at the same time, global adoration. But sometimes, these extravagant lifestyles have caused some doors to be slammed. Imagine being so controversial and infamous that an entire nation tells you no entry. But which celebrities fall into this category? What did they do that placed them on the blacklist of some governments? Here are 10 celebrities banned from certain borders you won't believe. Number 1. Beyoncé. Beyoncé is one of the most influential figures in the music industry. Her incredible success has made her a household name and a symbol of superstardom. While being one of the most well-known women has its advantages, it also means people are always watching and judging. Still, Beyoncé has a strong attitude and a track record of fighting for what she believes in, which can sometimes stir up drama with her critics. Beyoncé was scheduled to perform in Malaysia in 2007, but due to inappropriate outfit concerns, Malaysia banned Beyoncé from ever touring, performing, or entering, according to Cosmopolitan. Malaysia has a very strict Muslim government, and they deem that her dress is too provocative for their culture. But again, in 2009, Beyoncé tried to schedule a concert but had to call it off again. The government of Malaysia implored her to call it off for the second time in 2 years. In Malaysia, female performers must follow strict rules and cover up from shoulders to knees, with no cleavage allowed. Since Beyoncé is known for her confident and daring performances, it's easy to see why they'd impose such a ban. She was allowed to change her wardrobe to something more conservative, but she instead chose to cancel the show altogether. However, it is surprising that there is such a strict and permanent ban on well-loved celebrities. Number 2. Lady Gaga. Here is another tale of a slam door offered to Lady Gaga 2 times in a row by China. Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta, popularly known as Lady Gaga, was shown the exit door in the People's Republic of China in 2011, when the government put her music on a blacklist. According to the Chinese authorities, her records had poor taste and vulgar content, and because of that, the sales of her songs were prohibited in the country until 2014. Despite being censored by the government, she still has Chinese fans. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. For the second time in her career, singer Lady Gaga was banned from China. This time, the reason for the ban was a 20-minute meeting she had with the Dalai Lama. In case you don't know the Dalai Lama, he is a Tibetan spiritual leader who has been exiled from the Mao Zedong communist-led government since 1959 after he fled arrest to India. The pop singer met with Dalai Lama on Sunday, June 26, 2016, before his keynote speech at the United States Conference of Mayors in Indianapolis. They chatted for about 20 minutes, and Gaga even posted a video of their meeting on her Facebook page. However, the Chinese government didn't take the matter lightly, as they reacted by issuing a major instruction that banned Gaga from mainland China. According to Apple Daily, a pro-democracy newspaper, they also told media outlets to stop sharing and playing her music. However, China was not the only country that banned her. Lady Gaga was also banned in Indonesia in 2012, according to BBC. Because of her wild outfits and bold performances, the Indonesian government wouldn't let Lady Gaga into the country. Both the government and some Islamic protesters thought her show wasn't appropriate for audiences there, so she had to cancel her concert. According to the singer, she revealed that she was devastated to have to cancel her tour amid protests in the country. Lady Gaga was offered the option to tone down her performance, but her management canceled the show instead. They said it was for the safety of both Gaga and the fans. Number 3. Cristiano Ronaldo. Now this might come as a shock to you. Yes, it is true, but it's unimaginable why. Cristiano Ronaldo was banned from South Korea. Here's what happened. Ronaldo is a well-loved football star, and many Koreans used to be huge fans. They would travel to Spain and the United Kingdom to see him play until this happened. Because they rooted for him and wanted to see him play, people even came together to raise money so he could come and play in Korea. They set up a match for July 16, 2019. However, since Ronaldo couldn't come along, the Korea Football Association arranged for the Juventus team to play against the Korean national team. As expected, the tickets for the match were super pricey, selling for around $15. So, Ronaldo had agreed to play for at least 45 minutes, but on match day, he spent the first half sitting on the bench. Then the crowd began chanting his name, Ronaldo, 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 but he still didn't play in the second half, even though everyone was going wild for him. Eventually, the game ended, and he couldn't step onto the field. Guess what? The fans were pretty disappointed. Again, the next day, he was supposed to sign autographs, which was part of his agreement. But he didn't show up where tons of kids and people with disabilities were waiting. This made the whole country furious and turned against him. People started burning his shirts in the streets, and shops pulled his merchandise off the shelves. Public opinion was so strong that the government felt pressured to act, and they ended up banning Ronaldo from entering the country. Number 4. Chris Brown. Chris Brown is a talented singer and songwriter whose melodic voice and dancing prowess have propelled him to fame. However, his success was sometimes overshadowed by his tumultuous life. From assaulting an individual to serving 100 days of jail time, he is no alien to trouble and summary. So the UK closed its doors to Chris Brown in 2010, which eventually made him push back his United Kingdom tour since he couldn't get a visa to enter the country. This happened after he was sentenced to community service for assaulting his ex-girlfriend Rihanna back in February 2009. The Home Office said, "We can refuse entry to anyone with a serious criminal record. Public safety is super important to us, and we look at each application on a case-by-case basis." However, his ban was lifted subsequently. In 2015, a video circulated on Twitter showing Chris Brown chilling at Novikov, a restaurant in Mayfair. The caption said, "You made it to London, #breezy. They tagged him too. In response, a judge noted that he had finally completed the terms of his probation in 2015. Still, that was not the only ban that he had to face because of the assault crime. Australia also slammed its no-entry visa rule in 2015. Michaela Cash, who used to be the Assistant Minister for Immigration and Border Protection at the time, suggested that Immigration Minister Peter Dutton deny him a visa due to character issues. Cash, the Minister for Women, pointed out that people who commit domestic violence might run into issues when trying to travel abroad. Some countries, like Australia, have character standards that could stop them from getting in. She clarified that the government is ready to enforce these standards without hesitation. Number 5. Justin Bieber. It is no news that China closes its doors to anyone it chooses. Even a feckless pop star like Justin Bieber can be a threat in a country trying to reconcile its stringent political system with modern culture's porousness. According to Beijing's Culture Bureau, Canadian pop star Justin Bieber was banned performing in China even though they acknowledged that he was a talented singer. The ministry said it doesn't think it's cool to let in entertainers who have bad behavior. They mentioned that Justin Bieber is a talented singer known for being controversial. This statement came up after a fan asked a question on the Bureau's website about why. Although the singer was embarking on an Asia-wide tour, no venues had been scheduled in mainland China. They added that they hope that as Justin grows up, he can work on his words and actions and become a well-loved singer. However, it didn't elaborate on which of Mr. Bieber's run-ins with the law it referred to. Number 6. Snoop Dogg. Calvin Cordozer Broadus Jr., better known by his stage name Snoop Dogg, lived a wild life in his younger years, even though he looks laid back these days. Nevertheless, he got into trouble, which led him to getting banned from many countries. In 2012, Snoop Dogg was banned from Norway after he got busted carrying hard substance at Reykjavik airport. He was detained there for having some weed on him, which the hard substances sniffing dogs helped the authorities discover. Snoop had around 8 grams of hard substance, which isn't a huge amount, but he also had more cash than allowed. He was actually in Norway to perform, and even after the Norwegian authorities caught him red-handed, they allowed him to rock the stage at the Hove Festival in Arendal. However, it wasn't until he left the country that he learned about the ban. The crime earned him 2 years of no entry into Norway, and he was also hit with a fine of $8,600. In 2006, he was also banned from the United Kingdom for a completely different reason. The charge wasn't deemed unfair until 2010. Snoop Dogg was banned from the United Kingdom after his entourage got caught up in a fight at Heathrow Airport because they were denied entry at a first-class lounge. Little did he know that the United Kingdom ban would affect his visa application in a country like Australia. The United Kingdom ban and his criminal record messed with the visa requirements. However, later they changed their minds and let him get a work visa for his performances. Number 7. Jay-Z. The world of slamming doors has no respect for couples, as Jay-Z and his wife had a fair share of their ban. However, his wife, Beyoncé, was not banned even though he was banned in China. So what sacred rule did he break that earned him a place on the Chinese blacklist? Jay-Z was all set to have his first concert in China on October 23, 2006. But as the BBC reported, Chinese officials put the brakes on his performances in Shanghai because his music contains too many profane lyrics. They were also concerned about his references to hard substance dealers, pimps, violence, and guns, which led to the ban. The Ministry of Culture said they wanted to protect the city's hip-hop fans from nasty lyrics about pimps, guns, and hard substances. However, people are concerned that since Jay-Z and his wife Beyoncé recently toured together in 2018 for their On the Run 2 tour, it is a surprise that the country would allow only one half of the duo. Number 8. Selena Gomez. Again, another famous singer was cut in the crossfire in another Dalai Lama and China saga. When it comes to associating with the Dalai Lama, China doesn't care who you are. They will close their doors on you. Selena Gomez faced the same fate. In 2016, she was banned from performing in China because of her association with the Dalai Lama. She had announced 2 concerts, in Guangzhou and Shanghai, for her revival tour, but those shows have since disappeared from her website. In 2014, Selena shared a picture of her meeting the Dalai Lama at an event in Canada. She looked pretty happy in the picture while he gently touched her head and chin. She captioned the picture with "Words of wisdom, #speechless." But years later, the picture resurfaced, and she had no choice but to cancel her revival tour dates in the country. It's surprising to see such swift action taken against the singer, but clearly, they felt that what she did was wrong. However, this isn't her first time facing issues like this. Back in 2013, she had to cancel 2 concerts in Russia because they denied her visa. The reason was that the government feared that she might use the opportunity to speak out against the country's anti-gay laws. Number 9. Akon. Still in the world of musicians, this talented Senegalese-American singer stepped on some toes while doing what he knew best, his music videos. The Sri Lankans were pretty much offended at the rapper for defaming Buddhism and banned him in 2010. People were pretty upset about the music video for his song Sexy Bitch, which shows women in bikinis dancing in front of a Buddha statue in Ibiza. Unknown to him, the Sinhalese ethnic majority, mostly Buddhists, took offense. Their reaction to the video was an all-out attack by a bunch of protesters at Maharaja Broadcasting and Television Network's offices, which were sponsoring the concert he was to feature that same year. They hurt 4 employees, broke some windows, and damaged cars parked outside. And so, to quell the whole incident, Sri Lankan officials pointed out that Akon and his team hadn't even applied for visas yet, and that they had decided to deny him entry into their country. But mind you, tickets have already been sold out. Responding to the whole situation, Akon said that he had no idea the statue was in the video and would never want to disrespect anyone's beliefs. He mentioned that he's spiritual and understands why people are upset, but he added that violence isn't the way to handle it, and he felt let down by the situation. Number 10. Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus has earned a place in the Chinese Black Book of No Entry. Miley Cyrus got banned from China after posting a controversial photo on Instagram. In the picture, she and her fans were seen pulling their eyes back to look like they had a slanted appearance. Many found the act offensive, especially since the stereotypes are tied to East Asians. The Chinese government, known for being strict about cultural matters, took major issue with the photo and quickly decided to enforce the ban. Because of this, Cyrus was blocked from entering China. But that's not all. Her TV shows, films, and music videos were also banned from being shown there. This hurt her connections to one of the biggest entertainment markets in the world, and was a tough blow to her career. However, China was not the only place she was banned. She was also banned from appearing in the Dominican Republic because, in her shows, she undertakes acts that go against morals and customs, which are punishable by Dominican law. Which of these bans surprised you the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel to be notified whenever we release entertaining videos like this. Thank you for watching, and please check out the other videos on your screen now.